thanks, Chamber, for hosting this evening. It's a great opportunity to discuss issues of concern to you. Our party understands how important small business is to the economy. You make up over 98% of the province's businesses. Expand infrastructure and economic opportunity to all regions of the economy. End privatization of BC Hydro. This will keep your costs in mills and create secondary manufacturing, including biomass products. Create 150,000 new jobs over 10 years through our Green Bonds program.
From Gordon Campbell and the BC Liberals, a very positive agenda of moving the province forward, getting the economy of the province back on its feet, making British Columbia once again a half province in Canada, getting a AAA credit rating once again for this province, tied only with the province of Alberta. We have seen in-migration back into British Columbia from other provinces after the exodus in the 1990s. And I think as we have seen over this last 4 years from the NDP in opposition was just about any other jurisdiction in North America. And the economists are telling us that as we come through this recession, first of all, British Columbia is very well positioned and that we are going into it from a position of strength, but that in 2010 we will in fact be leading Canada in economic growth. And there's two reasons for that. One is because of the strong base that we've built in this province in terms of getting tax rates down, including a small business tax rate down to 2.5% and not a one-year tax holiday. That's permanent and it's going down even lower to at least 1%, possibly 0, to make sure that we have the lowest small business tax rate in British Columbia. The threshold for that tax is going to go up to $500,000 a year from $400,000 currently, and that's up from $200,000 when we formed government 8 years ago. So I think the other reason that the economists are saying that British Columbia is going to lead economic growth is because of the fact that we're hosting the Olympics in 2010. And when you talk about economic stimulus, I can tell you there's not a government in the world that would not give their eye teeth to be hosting the Olympic and Paralympic Games in February and March of 2010, because we're talking about billions of dollars of extra economic activity that's going to get generated in British Columbia, and that's going to create jobs. It's going to mean business for small business. It's going to be great economic opportunity going forward. So that's the vision for the next decade. It is really, the Olympics are not a landing pad for us, they are a launching pad.
Thank you very much.
We can build on that positive.
Coming out tonight. Thank you to Thomas for being our moderator tonight, and thank you to the Kitsilano Chamber of Commerce for hosting us. And as well, it's great to see be up here with our candidates, Stephen Kronstein from Vancouver Point Grey, running a very strong campaign, and Laura Lee to the right, who was given a preferential endorsement today by the Georgia Strait. Congratulations, Laura Lee, and Vanessa Bianoli from Vancouver Fairview, who's a second-time candidate for us. So we're very excited to be here. We're seeing a real change in the political climate in BC, and I did want to point out as well that two of our NDP colleagues were endorsed by the Georgia Strait today, my friend Mel Lehan and Halisha Luke from Vancouver Langara, who is a BCS TV supporter as well, which is quite encouraging. So a bit about our party.
To live in Vancouver, because Vancouver is so expensive nowadays. But we do have something that is called the Guaranteed Livable Income, which would top up a person's wage if they're living below the poverty line. So we believe that that approach is probably going to be more effective in dealing with
but at the same time to give a tax holiday to small business worth about $40 million in that first year. This shows that we're pragmatic and we recognize that business needs time to adjust to that new wage. The message that the Liberals will put out on this is definitely a win-lose situation, but I'd encourage you to think instead in terms of win-win. When people that are currently earning $8 an hour earn $10 an hour, that money will be hot in their pocket. They're not going to be taking trips to Maui with it and spending in the United States. They're not going to be putting it in.
Who truly add great depth and breadth to our province. As I've been campaigning, I have visited over 100 small businesses in the riding of Vancouver Fairview, and if you haven't visited there lately, you really must go, because there are some amazing, interesting, independent businesses, and it's a great place to shop. So if you want to come and visit us, you should. What the small business owners have said to me is that they currently very few of them employ anyone at the minimum wage. In fact, I don't think I've spoken with anyone who does. They're paying above minimum wage. They're not able to hire anyone at minimum wage. They've asked specifically that we not take steps to increase minimum wage. They are aware the average wage in BC right now is $22 an hour, and for youth it's over $13 an hour. They embrace the idea that we will continue to decrease small business tax until by 2012 we will have the lowest in Canada. We'll continue to streamline regulations so that we have those that are necessary, but that we get rid of ones that make things more difficult for small business owners. They've asked for improved transit. They are aware that this will reduce congestion in their area, and yet it will bring people to their area. So they're looking for transit, they're looking for consultation when it's developed, but they would like to see more of that. The Olympics is something that...
I know that it is a challenge as a small business owner, and we need more direct tax incentives. The Green Party would like to see the carbon tax, which we introduced to BC politics in 1996 at $50 a ton. It is revenue neutral with payroll tax and income tax going down. We'd like to see PST reduced on made in BC products. And we need to address these issues of peak oil and the science of climate change.
Thank you very much. We'll move things over to the end.
My name is Jordan Parente. I'm the False Creek candidate for the New Democrats. And I do agree with Mr. Kettlewell. It's a two-way race between the New Democrats and the Liberal government. Now, addressing the economy, I think we have to refocus the priorities. In the last 8 years, we've seen an increase in homelessness of 364%. There's more people on the street, and it's costing us more not to house these folks. The BC Liberal government, what they did in 2002 is cancel the affordable housing program. The New Democrats want to reopen that issue and build affordable housing. That's going to help the economy, because what we're doing is we're wasting our money in healthcare and in not addressing the issue. Now, I think what else we can say with the economy is our environmental program. Our environmental program has concrete issues to address the environment. It sets caps on emissions, and what it's going to do is it's actually going to start reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and through it, and what we're going to do is, pardon me, thank you.
And for the Liberal Party?
Well, first off, healthcare, investments in healthcare and in the education system. And this is going to give us create 88,000 new jobs at the very time we need them the most. Second is we have a tremendous opportunity, unparalleled opportunity coming up that, as Minister Hansen said, is something that is the envy of the world, and that's the Olympics coming in February of next year, February, March. And I think one of the things we must do is maximize the benefits so that this is a launching pad into the next decade. We have an ability to showcase Vancouver and everything we have to offer to the rest of the world, and that's very exciting. Not only there, we have to capitalize on the new green economy. All of these things add up. Asia Pacific, we have the ability there to stretch out and really have some economic benefits here. But also one of the things that the Premier and the BC Liberals have focused on is the diversifying of our economy with biotechnology, new media, film, technology. All of these things make a huge impact on our economy.